And the equaliser coming from a striker at the other end of the field from Bartok Bekci, the Nigerian. It was almost Alan Shearer-esque in the way he hit it. It was a terrific hit. It shouldn't have beaten the goalkeeper, but it did. And that's why we have a scoreline of Kerala Blasters 1, Bengaluru 1, and no substitutions to report for the resumption here, as we see we join in on the chat on the pitch. And Saran was shown the yellow card for that challenge, and this is how Bekci brought the Kerala's back into the contest. And that was Gurpreet's reaction, less than impressed by himself. The goalkeepers do make errors, and it's what makes games of football fascinating sometimes. Mistakes lead to goals.
Well, fortunately it's been both goalkeepers that have made a mistake, so we start in the second half, how we started the game. Still level pegging for both teams.
Yeah, and Bengaluru at long last have conceded double figures. 10 goals conceded now in this 17th fixture. Still a pretty healthy average, isn't it? That equaliser coming on the 2nd minute of added time in the first half. And now, as you can see, Kerala playing from left to right. We talked initially about the benches for both sides, as Partilu's having a bit of a vocal spat. One substitute used already by Kerala, bringing on Gianni Zubaloon in place of Sido, who picked up an injury and went away to the dressing with an ice pack on his ankle.
Well, maybe see a long throw from Raju Gaikwad. No.
Yeah, that's on his CV. Doesn't get beyond Partilu though. And back comes Zubaloon, formerly of Ipswich Town, amongst others. West Bromwich Albion. Obviously played the majority of his career in the Eredivisie in Holland. Or the Netherlands, as we were encouraged to say in FIFA parlance. Raju Gaikwad. Diving Partilu clearance. We referred to the fact he's being deployed mostly as a centre-back this evening. First chance in this half for Bengaluru to get away, and the ball from Nili is useful. And a chance for Udanta again. He's had opportunities in this game. He checks and he turns, and that's going to enable the defence to mop up. But not too impressively as yet. And here is Nili. This one doesn't get through. That's twice for me now that Udanta has had a run in on goal and not had quite the self-belief, I don't think, that you would normally associate with him. Messi Bulu wins his race with Partilu.
Some turn of pace from Messi. Eric had a head start, then wisely just chose to get back in position.
Nazari, Sharam Nazri, a little back heel. That's going to go drifting out of play, very harmless ultimately.
But that's a worrying sign, Udanta's inability to get away with it. Udanta's pace, just look at how many touches it is. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches to get in the box, and I think that's where the Udanta of old, he just would take a big touch out of his feet and let his pace do the rest of it. But he's allowing great defending. Credit to Ruatara to get back and defend, but it just shows the lack of confidence that Udanta has this season, and he definitely regressed this season. And I think it's something he needs to go back onto the training ground. Sometimes say to players, just go back to what you used to do best. Go back and spend those extra few hours after training working on your deficiencies.
Another race on here as well, and he'd no right to win that ball initially. Whistle's gone though, and a free kick. Cabra. Some good battles going on out there. Mustafa Aning with the most impressive touch map so far in this game. He's a big, strong unit, isn't he?
Yeah, he's put himself about, and it's a good little battle that we've seen developing between him and Suresh Wangjan.
Zubaloon.
Yeah, it looks like from the sidelines, Carlos Kudra is hearing what the conversation we're having over here and decided that given the space that available on the counter-attack, which Vedanta has not managed to exploit tonight. This young man, in front of his adoring fans, will be given the opportunity to do it. Vedanta has been disappointing. 2 opportunities where he's had a chance to take the lead for his team.
Yeah, and it is about confidence often, and if a part of your game has gone missing for whatever reason, then you know in your own mind that it's not quite right. So a chance for Ashik, Indian international, of course. He played in the Asian Cup last year, quite impressively too. And Ashik currently is on, and it's another Gaikwad long throw in there, again onto the head of Partalu. It's amazing how often the Australian gets his head to the ball. So, less than convincing for Raju. Gaikwad initially brought in this season because of the injury to Sandesh Chingan. Had to cover for him, former captain, out for the season with a cruciate problem.
Yeah, it's tough boots to fill. Sandesh Chingan, obviously influential figure in this Kerala Blasters, ever present in their team since season 1. Definitely missed him. I mean, any team would miss a player of his calibre.
5 minutes into the second half, no alteration to the scoreline, but plenty going on out there. And it will continue like that for the next 40 minutes, I do assure you. I told you that Kerala had dropped the most points after scoring first. Well, tonight it was Bengaluru who scored first, but they've been pinned back. This is Nying from Senegal. Again, Nying. Very similar to Ludo, the Colombian, who wears the same number. He's a tall, big man, strong through the midfield. Gaikwad. Teams are just fencing a little bit at the start of this second half. Even if there hadn't been a whistle there, I think the players knew that it was going to be a free kick, and it's already been quickly taken. Ogbechi from deep. Messi Bouli can't control it though, and the opportunity for Bengaluru to come out and for Ashik to stretch those legs of his, and Ashik Kunying can't find a way beyond Nying, and that was excellent from Nying again.
Once again, just acres of space, which Ashik, it's too many touches at times.
Yep. Yeah, he'll be disappointed, won't he? I've just alluded to the fact that you know when you're not quite on top of your game. And this is where he got caught, turned into trouble. But you know the chance is gone when that happens.
Yeah, I think the one in the first half was obviously a better chance, and you can see Carlos is having a word with him. And I think that's where sometimes, I mean, you can't fix these errors in the game. It has to be done on the training ground. You have to go back to the basic. What made you the player that you were when the club signed you? What were you doing then?
Foul by Ruatara this time.
Ruatara's got to be careful. I can understand Carlos's frustration here, because that's not, for multiple fouls that Ruatara's totted up against Nili, especially tonight.
Yeah, he's already booked this evening, Ruatara. Kumar doing the pushing and shoving this time, but not illegally in the opinion of the officials. So it's a long bouncy ball here. Partalu keeps his concentration, never took his eye off the ball there. That was the secret in the excellent defending technique of the Australian Partalu. Nili. Oh. Well, that's neither one thing nor the other. It wasn't the shot, but it went straight at the goalkeeper, and certainly wasn't a pass.
Right idea from Neely, just didn't get the bend on it. Trying to play with the outside of his right boot.
Goa, ATK, Bengaluru already booked for the semi-finals, but who's going to join them? One of Mumbai City, Odisha or Chennaiyin, who you will see are in 6th spot. The rest, I'm afraid, their season is effectively over. Jamshedpur, Kerala North East and Hyderabad. Still points to play for, and not for position particularly. Now a I've just used the expression now, the one thing or the other at one end, and then you could use the same expression here, because this is wayward and skyward.
Yeah, he's had a look up, but then get your head down, make sure you make good contact with the ball. And this is where, again, I keep saying, just get back to, if you're a fullback, you need to spend hours and hours in training, get that ball out of your feet.
He's only just come back, hasn't he? He's been out a long time.
True, but as I say, it's like riding a bike. You don't forget these things.
Nishu Kumar, a little header there. Very competitive game. Plenty of pace about it.
Yeah, I like the looks of Nili Perdama. Very busy player. Definitely one of the, in terms of mid-season signings, an impressive one.
Bad giveaway there. Chance here for Bengaluru to retain the advantage, to get back in front. Deflected out and over for the corner kick. Nothing wrong with the hit though. Sheik is still waiting for his first goal of this season.
That's a great save by Drobrovia. I think that was heading to goal bound.
Yeah, don't matter how you stop them, does it? Comes off the shoulder of the Macedonian.
Well, we saw the equaliser the other night from Sumit Pasi off of his back. They all count.
Sheik did score 3 times last year for Pune City, but not yet this season. But it is a corner for Bengaluru. We've seen 2 goalkeeping errors in this game. Now we're to see any more to separate these two sides. Swinging ball in. And that's a routine catch. Played up at Royal Kashmir, Bilal, in the I-League days. Conceded he kept the most clean sheets in the I-League. Back by Mesibuli, onto his left foot this time. I don't think he was quite sure who he was hitting that one to. There were far too many white shirts around. The crowd worry again here now, because Bengaluru are on a charge and they have 4 forward and there are 4 yellow shirts back. Needs to pick out the right pass. It's not quite right because it's intercepted by Gaikwad. Famous cricketing name, Gaikwad of old as well.
It's true. And there again, Ashik, it's disappointing. You mentioned he scored 3 goals last season. He got a couple of assists for us at Pune. And I think he's another one that has regressed a little bit this season, in similar vein to Adanta.
Lovely ball from Nying. Halicharan Nazari. We know he crosses a good ball, and there's still a big shooting opportunity. Hit it hard, hit it straight, Sahal, but the block was effective and prevents Kerala taking the lead for what would have been the first time tonight. Big chance there for Sahal to open his account. The ball might have come off Partilu actually. It's blocked by the goalkeeper. Well, the goalkeeper and
Nishu.
Yeah, Nishu immediately in front of the keeper. The reaction on the touchline, unamused.
My initial thoughts were, I thought that Halicharan was offside as that ball was played down the line.
Decent cross, wasn't it? We know he can cross a good ball. Let's have another look here. Total exasperation for the Dutchman. It's a hard game from there. All that work in training, and it doesn't come off on match day. Well, they seem happy, don't they? The Manjapada. Still a lively contest as this one. This one is lofted very, very high. Halicharan Nazari trying to get the better of the opponent. Wants a corner, and from that reaction we can tell you it's a goal kick.
Yeah, it's great passion from the crowd, and you can see that's matched by the bench. And I think I'll have to agree with Halijan. I thought this went off, the last touch was off of...
Sure, he may not have actually touched that. We've got the benefit of all these replays, and of course the assistant referee wouldn't have been able to see that anyway from his vantage point. Nying. We mentioned Nying and the distance he'd covered in the first half. I reckon he's probably covered more ground than anybody in the second as well. There's Ogbechi. Alan Shearer would have been delighted to see that strike from the free kick, because at least he hit it hard and he hit it straight at the target and he got his rewards. Goal kick error or not.
Talking about goal scorers, looks like Dankosim Halkip, Simboy as he likes to be known as, is warming up on the side now, already warmed up, ready to go on. So he'll be probably coming on for Deshaun Brown. You know, they linked up really well. They played together, which was impressive against Paro FC the other night. Deshaun Brown very unselfishly setting up Semboy for his hat-trick that night. And now probably going to be making way for him.
Well, he should be feeling very good about life, shouldn't he, Semboy? Because not only did he get the 4 in that match, he scored the winning goal in the first leg as well.
And he almost had the chance to go score the winner against Chennai, if we don't forget, the one he hit the post. So he's on a rich vein of form.
Yeah, he should have scored on that one. Nisha Kumar, pull back here. How many white shirts around? Oh, got enough. And Ogbechi, his first touch just betrayed him on that occasion. But it's a very watchable contest, is this one. Bengaluru, of course, linking up in a partnership with Glasgow Rangers, so we might have 1 or 2 Scottish players coming here next season in ISL 7. Here is Deshaun Brown then going off. This was his big moment tonight. Lovely ball played into his path. His first touch I thought was a bit heavy, but it enabled him to go beyond the keeper who'd advanced too far, and he got his reward with his second ISL goal.
Yeah, and he's started to find a little bit of form now, and I think maybe there's a certain element from Carlos Kudra with them already having secured qualification. You know, rotate your squad, give the likes of Semboy a reward in this match, because keep Deshaun Brown fresh for the 80k game.
Yeah, you mentioned in the first half the record of Semboy. Scored a hat-trick, of course, in ISL for Goa against Mumbai, only the second Indian player to get a hat-trick in this competition. Zuvalun's come a long way here, and he's hit it a long way over the top of the crossbar as well. Miles over, or kilometres we should say here probably. Oof, that was a bit rigorous.
Good strength from Zuvalun, like to see that. Would have been taking the roof off of the crowd if you'd managed to put that into the back of the net.
Yeah, the latter part wasn't quite as impressive. You mentioned about the Six Nations the other night. It would have been a good effort in Six Nations. It would have been 3 points. Zuvalun, who played for West Bromwich Albion, who are currently top of the Championship in England and on their way back into the Premier League, one suspects. Hello, there's a sprint on from the coach.
Yeah, we've seen some sort of good sprint from Gambao the other night when the team scored.
Yeah, mind you, the best sprinter of the night, or the top sprinter of the night, is Messi Bouli. Ahead of Ashik, who's not been on long enough, I wouldn't have thought for that, but he is second, Nili in third now. Drobarov, that's a bit of a surprise, one of the centre-backs in 5th spot.
Yeah, just probably having to track back on that one with the likes of Ashik and Udanta when they're putting their sprints in. But that's the thing, you wonder, Ashik just having come on that 31.8, if he manages to get the ball out of his feet, imagine the speed he probably could be carrying, because I think Ashik's been only on for so short. The only sprint is probably the one with the ball that we've seen. And that's impressive, that 31.8 with the ball at his feet.
It is. Escatola's giving him the thumbs up to his side, who are on the attack again here now. The high ball in, well met by Patalu. First job is to keep this one in play, and unable to do that. That will be a goal kick off the boot of Ruatara, who made his debut for the national side against Kyrgyzstan not too long ago. Kerala won, Bengaluru won, and Kerala complete their season in Odisha. Provorov. Ning. He's barely wasted a pass tonight. I know that was a simple one, but he does use the ball well. And this is a big hit up towards Ogbechi. Trundler, I think we'd put that into that category. And Gurpreet certainly isn't going to let this one through. In fact, he'll be steely determined now, will Gurpreet, to make sure he doesn't have any more lapses either tonight or the rest of this season. They are very self-critical, these players. So they should be. Took it away from the other there. Gaikwad got the header in. I think he's a bit bemused as to how on earth there's a free kick awarded against the Kerala Blasters here. The referee stands with his hands behind his back like a headmaster and says, I make the decisions, thank you. And somebody's been a naughty boy. Quite well.
I think Haukip's probably right. I mean, he's run across him, he's tripped him. It's nothing intentional. He's got his eyes on the ball, but he has tripped him. It's not deliberate.
If they score from this, is Dimas on for another assist here? Standing at his side is Hamanjot Cabra. Cabra, who's never scored in ISL. A good time to start now. Decide one apiece.
I wouldn't be putting him on the set pieces with the likes of Dimas Salgado, and I think Eric Partlew can strike them too. You're normally missing, with one arm, Sunil Chetri, both them capable, but we've seen Neely strike a good ball, so I'm sure he'll be fancying his chances. He's got a few assists in the last game. Would love to get on the score sheet, I'm sure.
66 minutes. Is anybody going to be bang on with the free kick? It is Dimas, and he's back off. Hoots of derision from the home support. Oh, it is a Southern derby.
There's a little incident on the far side, but Eric is being taken out, but I think because the ball's not anywhere in that vicinity, can't really have too much complaints about being manhandled by Zuivelin.
General frustration there. This is Zuvalun. We saw his strength a moment or two ago in an attacking guise. Now Raju Gaikwad. Oh, they've shown a bit too much of that, and it does present a chance here for the goalkeeper to atone. Splendidly hit by Alicharan Nazari and splendidly kept out as well by Gurpreet Singh Sandhu.
Yeah, just the ricochet falling favourably for Alicharan. I think it takes a little deflection of Eric Partlew, which makes the save a little bit more impressive.
Yeah, the funny thing is, he's flinging himself to his left, thrusts out the hand which deflects the ball to his right and over the top. Doesn't matter how you save them, so long as you do. Corner kick, Kerala Blasters, big man in here, and Ying one of them. Oh, and the bicycle kick that was not effective. Funny how crowds love bicycle kicks.
The young lad, so it just needs to be a little bit careful. You could hear the shout from his teammates of a man on and just, clear it. He had the opportunity to clear that first time, chose to take a touch, and then which allowed Sal to have another bite of the cherry, but probably the wrong option there.
Sido sitting it out now.
Presume that's probably his contribution for the season.
Yeah, probably, yeah. You have to think so. All the Blasters on the attack, inside the opposition half again. They've enjoyed some good possession in this half, especially through Nying, but the return ball doesn't reach him this time. First time clearance to nobody in particular. But they still have to be sure. Drobarov is sure. Strong player, the Macedonian. Played in several countries. Most recently in Armenia and Mexico. Contrasts there. Gaikwad to Zuvalun. Ning. A slide rule pass from him again. And it was again Ying. He's got a feature in that sprints and distance covered, I'm sure. What you might call a limitless player.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we thought of that one. Well, dragged down, but surely he was backing into. Oh, looks like the penalty given against Serra.
Shocking decision.
Well, and it looked for all the world as though the attacker was backing into the defender. Kerala 1, Bengaluru 1. The crowd on its feet, roaring in anticipation here. Any replays of this are going to be extremely revealing. Where is VAR when you want it? Messi Booley there, Seren there, and the striker is just backing into the defender. In my view, or in the referee's view, he's holding him up illegally.
Well, I think because of the fact that Seran's got hold of his jersey, he's made the referee's job a little bit easier here. I think if he doesn't grab onto the jersey and make it so obvious, it would just go down as probably just a tussle between the two of them, because I don't think he's done enough to drag him down by his shirt. But the fact that he has a hold of his shirt, if the referee's looked in that direction, he probably is going to give it.
Kerala's record goal scorer could add to his tally. And in that race for the golden boot, it's a big moment this for Bartok Becci, up against the goalkeeper who is beaten once already.
Here's my question, John. If that's a penalty for pulling a player down in the box, shouldn't it be a yellow card? And Seran is on a yellow already.
It should be off. Yeah. So he's obviously not seen it as a bad defence.
Well, Becci has scored one to the keeper's right. That's where Gurpreet made his 2 saves to that right, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see if he will go there, or will he do the double bluff and go straight down the middle?
It is on Becci. It is 2-1 Kerala Blasters. And the Master Blaster does it again and is right in the race for the golden boot. The Nigerian celebrates, the Spaniard, well, head down, it cannot believe it.
Well, I said before, keep an eye out for this man, because he is their talisman. Becci is quiet through the game. We're talking about Messi at the start of the game, but when it matters, he delivers. And I think had he been fit throughout the season, this man could have led them to where these fans would like to be. Cool and composed, sends Gurpreet the wrong way, and just slots it home. I think even if Gurpreet goes the right way, he probably doesn't save this.
He's on a hat-trick again. Having scored a hat-trick in the last match here, although they got beaten on that occasion by Chennai, and they think that their team's on their way to 3 points, I suspect. And Becci, well, as I say, he's on for another hat-trick. He has been one of the outstanding foreign players in the Hero Indian Super League.
Absolutely. I think if you look at his contribution at North East last season, and once again this season for Kerala Blasters, and just the way he conducts himself both on the field and off the field, just a true professional and a real asset to any team.
Tell you who else is smiling? ATK, because Bengaluru fail to win this one, they will be unable to catch ATK in second place. We already know, of course, that Bengaluru for the first time in their history will not be top of the league at the end of the league campaign. They were top in the previous 2 seasons. They're third at the moment, and Becci is the man who has put them on the seat of their pants. Most goals this season, Roy Krishna and Koros, and now Becci. It's a 3-way tie for the golden boot, with Valskis having a bit to say about it with 3 games to come. On Kerala. Are they in for history? They've never beaten this opposition, remember. Long way to go in a football match, 17 minutes, especially against a team of Bengaluru's character and discipline. Time to go, time to add here though for the home side. But Seran will step in this time. I bet he's still furious about the concession of that penalty though. Ball through here, flag up. Wasn't by a great deal. He looked to time the run to perfection and just went a fraction early.
I think Neely just delays this. If he gets his head up early, he sees Ashik making that run, and with Ashik already on the move, Oh, that's inches. But I think, inches, but the assistant referee is right. I just think nearly delayed that pass, and that pass is what is the only way I can see Bengaluru getting back into this game. And this is where I think a little bit of common sense and some experienced heads from Kerala need to come, organise this defence a bit. You don't need to play such a high line anymore. You've got the lead.
Yeah, that tails you up though.
They can get another goal, no doubt about it, and get them 3-1 up, but
we're going to bring on Rahul Praveen in a moment, Kerala, in place of Nazari. One wide player for another. Dimas looks for that piercing ball through on the stretch, and the keeper's unsure. Well, in the end, the keeper's done the right thing. Just for a moment, I thought he hesitated. Wasn't sure at all if he was going to get away with that when he has got away with it, if that's the right expression. This should come up with the run. He could easily have brought him down. It could have been a penalty at this end of the field as well. He's got his hands on the ball, as it's turned out, and the player's fallen over his body.
And once again, just indecisive goalkeeping from Bilal. And as you said, lucky to get away with it on this occasion. If that pass was a little bit better, Nishu gets in behind, and that's just and it looks like Carlos Quidrat's going to ring the changes too, and the new signing Kevon Freighter will be looking to come on. So definitely one of the foreign players will have to make way for that, and most likely be Neely.
Nice little tickle on the outside here from Rutuara. Nazari, it's going to be a last contribution maybe from him. The word is that Alex Iran is coming off, but he's featured in this move, which is nipped in the bud. And those substitutions can happen, as Scriptura shows us his technical skills.
He needs to work on that touch a little bit better. Got away from him there.
So here comes the second Jamaican as well. Nazari going off, as you can see, to be replaced by Rahul, who has got a goal this season, scored against Hyderabad. There he is, a 19-year-old, reputedly the fastest player in ISL. And the first opportunity to impress in this country for Kevon Freighter. Nearly gone off. We've referred before to the difficulties of a player coming to a country like India and settling straight in. It's a very different workplace to Jamaica. Let's have a look at the league table once again. Hero Indian Super League table. FC go at 36 points. Well, they are definitely qualified for Asia, and 33 points ATK. But as you can see, if it stays this way, Bengaluru will be unable to catch ATK in second place.
Yep, we're showing you that table of Bengaluru in three different formats tonight. Once in the lead, once with them level, and once now with them behind. Hasn't changed their position in third, but it's made a difference in terms of where the others are.
Yeah, you see, he shows them how to do it, doesn't he? Take it on the instep.
Looks a bit disappointed there.
Yeah, just lay off. They're still in it. 13 minutes to go. Kerala 2, Bengaluru 1. But this has been a much improved performance from the home side after that horrible loss to Chennai here, when they were all over the shop defensively. I remember some of the shots that evening of people like Zubulu, who was just absolutely bemused as to what was going on around him. Use your brains, I think he's saying. Concentrate.
Here's another look at that penalty. I mean, they're obviously both holding on to one another, but you can just see the way his shirts just come out a little bit extended there. That made the referee's job easier. You don't need to give this man something as simple as that. He can punish you from anywhere in the penalty box, and from 12 yards away, he's not going to make a mistake.
Saran was not happy. Did that go down as another goal contribution for Jessel, as it was his long ball forward?
But that goal is the one for Messi.
Oh, bit going off here. crowd are really up for it now. It's one of the most atmospheric stadiums in India, this one. When the crowd get behind this team, it is worth an extra goal, as they say. To use a cliche, which we often do in football. Sometimes nothing wrong with that. Zubalu's going round in circles here. Doesn't matter because he emerges with the ball, feeds it to Raju Gaikwad. Now they're trying to slow it down through the middle with Zubalu. Ning. His contribution has been very good. Nothing wrong with that tackle from Patulu. Back by Ashik. It's like a game of chess again at the minute. Fascinating. The setup. Here's the first touch of the night for the Jamaican just arrived, and the first thing he does is win his side a free kick of on Freighter. Played for some gloriously named clubs back at home and in America. New Mexico United, Colorado, Phoenix Rising. And a Debas free kick for the side that trails by 2-1 and has never lost to this opposition hitherto. They won't want to put that on their CVs. Quadrat, 51 years of age now, retired at the age of 30, as so many coaches do from playing careers when injuries get the better of them. Well, we know Kerala conceded 8 times in the last quarter of matches. So ATK still have hope with 10 minutes left in this one. At least because of the time to be added.
Yeah, I can definitely see Kerala conceding one today, but I think they can also score another one.
Just beyond the gallop of Dimas.
Yeah, you just probably want that the other way around. Instead of Ashik chipping this through to an on-rushing Dimas, that was Dimas to Ashik. You'd fancy his chances of getting on the end of that one.
Good point. Crowd wrapped in concentration inside the last 10 minutes of what they hope will be a third home victory of the season. Push in the back by Freighter.
I think that just the disadvantage of the likes of Kevon Freighter and Deshaun Brown coming from the USL and coming from these kind of leagues in the middle of the winter there, so they wouldn't have been doing much over the last few months. So it's going to take them a couple of weeks, definitely a couple of weeks to get themselves up to match fitness, and probably the AFC Cup as well against Mazia and the likes. You probably see more of them.
Very good block here, and a chip over the top there, but the flag will be raised. That was my first thought there. He's got to be offside. Difficult to time the run.
He's had a good game, this assistant, on the far side.
Yeah, again,
they've been in inches, but
yeah, big toe time. Semboy still looking to add to that tally of hat-tricks you referred to in ISL, I-League, and AFC. Seven minutes of regulation time remaining. The Nings back at centre-back now. Always get good strong players from Senegal. It's like Fall, Mutada Fall, isn't it, at Goa? Huge figure and uses it well. They're a very physical nation. Shove in the back here from Cabra.
Speaking of physical nation, there's Cabra from the physical state.
Yeah.
Players from Punjab, definitely known for their tenacity and no-nonsense challenges.
He has won ISL, of course, in his Chennaiyan days. So 4 wins, 1 draw. Are we going to add on 1 loss to that statistic for Bengaluru against Kerala Blasters? Oh, another yellow card. Can't take your eyes off this for a second.
By my reckoning, I think there's about 6 minutes plus probably about 4 minutes of time added on for Kerala Blasters to create a little bit of history.
Yeah, it was Rahul.
In their brief, the last 3 years of their rivalry between them and Bengaluru FC.
3 bookings now for Kerala players tonight. Rahul Praveen, the latest, following on from Rafael Messi-Buli and Ruatara. Not seen as much of Buli in the second half as we did in the first. Shukumar.
Once again, Ruatara treading a fine line, grabbing onto Nishu's shirt there.
Yeah, he's found him a tough opponent, hasn't he, down this side? And, yeah, you're right, he could have gone.
And then you've got to ask, how many more is he allowed to get away with?
Stabbed out of play, but only for the throw-in. Onpechi back defending here for Kerala, seeking this victory, seeking the 3 points that will take them level with the Jamshedpur and above them indeed on goal difference. And it's a Rahul Becky throw here for ATK. Dimas, he can advance from here. Seemed to get his feet tied up in knots for once. The Spaniard, not one of his more telling contributions. Yeah, the urge is from the coach there, but somehow they've not quite been able to lift themselves.
No, and you've got to give credit to, I think, Elko Shatori here. He's organised his team very well for tonight. You know, he said it before the game, as we have another look at Dimas is probably caught in 2 minds, left foot or right foot, and it ended up being a little bit of both and not much of anything.
Yes, he did. He changed his mind. You could see him changing his mind.
He could have done with Carlos Quadrat left foot, but credit to this man on screen at Elko. He said, I know what it takes to beat Bengaluru, and he looks like so far he seems to have got it right. He said that before the match against ATK.
Yes, he did.
Question is, there are 7 other teams in the league as well.
That was a great touch from Brown, as it turned out, helped by the goalkeeper. This was the equaliser on the stroke of half-time from Ogbechi. And then Saran's tug at the shirt there, with Messi-Buli opened the door for Ogbechi's second. Is that going to be the clincher? Is that going to be the history maker?
And it's one of those days, isn't it? When we look at those goals again, it's for all the tactical battles that we've had and some of the chances that were created, the Udanta chances, the one which fell to Messi-Buli, the header early on, it's come from mistakes. It's 2 mistakes.
ATK versus Chennaiyin tomorrow. Chennaiyin who simply have to win. Running out of games. And they have got more than anybody else to play. They finish off, of course, in the last game away at North East United, that rearranged fixture. Here is the man who's on a hat-trick, Ogbechi, but it will be in his mind, even though he's a good team player, of course. Nearly gets that one back. I think that's the thing about Ogbechi, he plays for the team.
Well, you mentioned that game coming up tomorrow, ATK and Chennai. If things finish the way they do tonight, and Bengaluru losing, and Chennai win their remaining fixtures, they could actually leapfrog Bengaluru, assuming Bengaluru lose to ATK.
Once again, our top 5 runners in terms of distance. Ruatara getting close to 10k, and the top 3 are all Kerala players.
No, and I think that sums it up in a way. They wanted a little bit more. Ruatara coming back into it, seen him in the second half, pushing on forwards, and you'd expect to see your fullbacks clocking those sort of 10-11 kilometres during the course of a game. And as you pointed out, you don't need a GPS on your back. John Helm, you've got 50 years of experience. I think your eyes tell you that Mustafa Ning is up there with the distances. And impressive to see Sahal as well. I think that people have question marked his work rate off the ball, and I think he's answered his critics there.
Chance of a third goal yet for Kerala. Oh, it's a weak cross. Sorry to use that description, but it was a poor cross from Ruatara. Becci was poised. The gallop is on down the right here from Cabra, and the cross with a header. Looks wide of the mark, as it turns out. Partalou's employing himself as an attacking force now.
Yeah, you can see that lung-bursting run from Eric. He's put a lot into it, spent a lot of the match back there defending, but true team player, trying to get his team back into the game. The tough task, getting on, trying to keep that one on target, especially at the end of a long run in these energy-sapping conditions in Kochi.
Coming up to 90 minutes played, and as we all know, that is the limit of a football match, apart from the added time. And it's the time you often get cramp. Well, wasting time there, Bilal Khan. He's another one who's got a yellow card. I always think, how unnecessary for a goalkeeper to do that.
But this seems a bit of a bizarre one. You've got Sahal down there with possibly what looks like a cramp, and Nishu down there. So how was he wasting time if there's two players down injured?
Not sure, because if the player stopped, then he's not wasting time.
But if they can hold on to this victory, I'm sure he won't mind that he's picked up the yellow card, and I'm sure his coaching staff won't be too concerned.
No, not with just one game to play in the season. Kerala's trip to Odisha on the 23rd of February. What's that? 8 days away? Yeah. Well, there's still time here for Bengaluru to get this equaliser, not with that pass, mind you. And the time-wasting goalkeeper can just pour the ball away.
A poor decision from Ashik. You could see that Eric had made a great run.
That was more time-wasting than the previous one. Minutes of added time, though.
Not sure what Ajit Kumar Mehta has seen over there, whether it was
for the substitution that's about to happen here on the Kerala side, with Mohammed Rafi about to take the place of Sahal. The headmaster. Well, the headmaster's coming on for, well, it should be just about most of the 5 minutes, really, because nothing's been going on in the 1 minute 45 that we've had, which will give Bengaluru the opportunity to take a point from this match. A collision here, Partaloo arms extended, but very optimistically looking towards the referee. I don't think he's going to get anything for this, apart from what do you think from the referee? Was there anything there with Messi building? No.
Well, we've seen Eric play over the years, and we all know it's going to take a lot more to knock him over than just that innocuous contact there. So I think looking for the free kick is probably the best description of that.
Free kick here because the boot was raised from Messi Bulli. He's been decent on his return to the side. I think his best contribution was that header in the first half, which he really meant, didn't he? He put some real conviction into it.
And then he had that one on the volley where it just sat up nicely for him. Didn't keep it on target, but he's just thereabouts, and he's a handful.
Bengaluru looking at Partaloo. Straight up into the air for Saran here. Down he will go. He won't get a penalty. He gave one away at one end of the pitch. He was seeking to redress the balance with one for his own side there. It's over the top here. The referee will say play on. There was actually no foul committed on that occasion by Suresh. Longer ball. They're throwing everything at it, Bengaluru, to be fair to them here. Trying to rescue a late point from this one. It's away this time. He's a very calm man, isn't he, Quadrato? He keeps his composure very much on that touchline for most of the game. That ball's still bobbling around there. It could yet favour Bengaluru. They've a lot for. Look how many white shirts are in the penalty area. Just needs a good delivery here from Cabra, and he can't get it across, but it will be a corner kick.
There's no turn of pace from Halkiv. to get past his man and manage to dink a little cross. But so this is just gets it stuck under his feet. Too many touches once again. You just need to get it out of your feet and get it in there. Let's see if Dimas can work a bit of magic.
Are they going to deny
up there as well?
Are they going to deny Carroll this first ever win? The goalkeeper is. I've never actually seen a goalkeeper score, but never. Not in open play. Even in penalty shootouts, but not in open play. And we're not going to see Gurpreet score here either. Never got anywhere near him.
Raul Beke just taking his eyes off the ball, turning his head into that one. We've seen him score the most important goal in his career.
Bodies everywhere here. Goalkeeper's down. I think Ogbechi's down. Mayhem.
I can understand Ogbeche being down. He's made contact with Beke's head.
Yeah.
But what has made Bilal go down?
No idea. To say he's been booked as well for time wasting. Yeah, you're right. Ogbeche there was a collision. And it's all kicking off. I think you were alluding to this in the talk at half-time with Mace, that tempers were a little frayed, and they're getting even more frayed. The referee's assistant intervening. Cabra still having a 1-2-1 here, trying to be dissuaded physically and verbally as well by Rahul. Ogbeche will be okay. Who's the hero of the match then for you, Craig?
Well, I think his overall contribution. I mean, in the first half, he won the free kick, which eventually led to him scoring the equaliser at half-time. It was a crucial moment of the game. You go into half-time, it changes the team talk, going 1-1 as opposed to being 1-0 down. And in the second half, when it matters, with this crowd, we've seen players struggle to play under the pressure of this crowd, and nothing phases Bartholomew Ogbeche. Calm as you like, cool as a cucumber, penalty, slots it home. And I think he's just, overall, his leadership, you don't see him losing his cool. Yeah, once again, looking at that strike. That's what you got to do. Put it, keep it hard and low, keep it on target. And most people, we said before, would be phased about taking a penalty against Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. Nothing phases him.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, isn't he, Ogbeche? The only thing I can think about the goalkeeper, we were just questioning why on earth he'd gone down, is it's that dreaded cramp again, maybe. They're just applying a bit of a spray there for him, which would be an excuse.
I'm pretty sure, John, when we look at the distance covered by everyone there, probably Bilal would have covered the least distance, because, we've seen Gurpreet come up for that corner kick.
Yeah, but I don't cover much distance at my age, and I get cramp every now and again. It's the dreaded curse. The game is still on, by the way. We're still alive in the match here, and poor touch from Messi Bouli. I've no idea how much time is going to be played here. We've had 97 minutes already, and yet, to me, there must be at least another couple to go. And Bouli's on his way to the corner flag somehow or other. Trovorov's been booked now. Free kick. Well, we're having a circuit of yellow cards for Kerala players. 5 they've had caution tonight, and which was always even a bit bothered.
Just wait till this final whistle blows, and the noise that's going to come from these fans when they hear that final whistle.
The final blast of the season for Kerala here at home, and can they make it a really joyful occasion with a third goal? They're already illuminating the stadium. Bengaluru aren't happy about this outcome, are they? They've had a bit of a hot reception from some supporters.
It's clever from Messi Bouli. As he's going down, just still manages to win his side a corner kick.
They've got the win. It's the first time Kerala Blasters have ever beaten Bengaluru in the Hero Indian Super League. Their hero of the night was Bartholomew Ogbeche, whose 2 goals make him a record goal scorer in Kerala colours. He's also in the lead for this season as well. 2 Ogbechi goals to the 1 by Desmond Brown for Bengaluru after 16 minutes. That gives us a final scoreline here of Kerala Blasters 2, Bengaluru 1. Koro and Krishna will have something to say about who's going to take that golden boot, but Ogbechi is very much in the mix. Good game though, thoroughly enjoyable.